pitched good, first of all. And he looked pretty crisp. His stuff as the game went on did tick down a little bit, and that definitely was part of the conversation. But overall, he found a way to, do what he normally does. This is a good outing for him. And in his last 3 outings, I believe, I think the most he's gone is 4 innings or pretty close to that. So, he wasn't going to go out there and, get close to doubling that up as far as how many different innings he was going to take them on. He looked good. He pitched us to a great spot. You can turn it over to our bullpen, which, I maintain is a good bullpen. I mean, guys that can pitch to guys from both sides of the plate, and they have all the weapons to get outs. We couldn't get around the hit by pitch in the 7th, and that run comes around and allows them to get something going. But we have to have crisp innings, and we didn't give ourselves a cushion. So a big part of it is we put a couple runs on the board. Probably should have had a couple more runs on the board, and didn't find a way to do that today. So we had to be pretty fine, and we were going to have to skate around some things when we're trying to hold them to 1 run.
You guys, for a second day in a row, see a lot of pitches, a lot of deep counts, get some traffic, some base runners, still not turning that into a lot of runs. How do you kind of square where you're at offensively overall?
Well, to be honest, it is a work in progress. I'd be saying something wrong, I think, if I said anything else, because parts of what we're looking for are right in front of us, and we're seeing them, and we got to finish the job is what we have to do. So, I saw some guys have some good at bats. I saw some guys hit some balls good. The wind's blowing directly in from left field or pretty close to it. So you have to hit the ball good. And we had a couple of guys put some great swing. Ty cuts the wind somehow and hits it out to left. Eddie crushes one to center, doesn't get out, probably gets out easily on a normal day. But had a few good swings. Honestly, though, finishing the job in these innings where we're getting opportunities and getting guys out there is what we need to do. And it's a different ball game. You push 2 more runs across, you put the ball in play. You have another tough at bat and drive another run in. We're right there, and it's an at bat or 2 here or there, but we have to turn those in our favor.
Kind of like a awkward slide from Eddie on the. India made a great play to get it there.
Yeah, India did make a really good play. Most of the time in that situation, infielders, they lay out, they're spinning, they're not going to throw the ball home. They might look home and pump fake and realize that it's going to take a really good play, and you're going to have to make a good throw on the move to get them, and guys will pump fake and then just take the out at first. That was a good aggressive play by him to carry through with it. Eddie's slide, I think he might have slowed himself down a little bit on that slide, as opposed to just going directly into the plate. But in that spot, we play aggressively. We go on contact a lot. We're going to always do that. And they just happen to make a really good play on the field.
Is the bat part of? We can ask Eddie, but was the bat maybe part of the calculus there?
I saw it on the replay. I saw that the bat was kind of laying somewhere, somewhere in the baseline, somewhere over there. I'm not sure if the Eddie was looking at that or even realized it was there. But you got to go directly into the plate and go hard and not get checked up. We don't need slot to go around the catcher or anything like that. Just directly get into the plate as fast as we can. That's what we're aiming for. But he may have been out anyway. Truthfully, he may have been out by a tick anyway. But I think it would only have helped us.
What did you think of the way that Bailey settled in after the 3 straight singles there in the first inning?
Yeah. In that first inning, Pasquantino's single, I think the ball got kind of caught up in that hard wind and we knew the wind was blowing. We were aware of it. We talked about it. The guys were prepared for it. I think it might have even caught up in that wind. It was very windy on the field today, and I think that ball got caught up in that wind as much as any today. And That's a. I don't want to say it's a play we definitely have to make, but it's a ball we might be able to make a play on. Maybe if we're playing a little bit further in or something like that. But I think we're generally in the right spot. It just, you could see the ball go up and you could see it just catch and just die right in that dead area. So, probably not a lot we can do about it. But it's not like Bailey. It's not like that was Bailey getting whacked around. They just that particular swing just found some space and drove him in.
With Cole, do we kind of come to expect perfection almost, and then nobody's perfect?
Yeah, I'm fine expecting zeros from Cole Sands. That should be the expectation. He's a good major league reliever, and he has 5 pitches to work with, and he has ways to attack every kind of hitter that could come to the plate. So I'll bet on Cole going out there and putting up a 0. Every time I'll put my money on him getting the job done. And sometimes it's not a lead off, but a hit by pitch with an out, and you put a base runner out there, and truthfully, they just put the ball in play at that point, and you go first to third, and all of a sudden, we're in a defensive spot as opposed to being on the offensive, and controlling the situation. So, once the guy's on base, anything can happen, and that's kind of the way it played out. Hit by pitch and a chopper, and all of a sudden it's first to third. We have to force the issue. We have to put a few more runs on the board. We got to put up the zeros when we get the chance and when we're ahead.
Festa tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to start David Festa. We're going to call up Festa and give him the ball and let him go. Yep.
And that you give all the rest of the starters an extra day to the next off day.
Yeah. We have a lot of games in a row right now. It's something that we do a couple times a year. Normally, I think it helps our starters out. Sim went 107 pitches last time out, and this decision was made even before the Pablo injury happened. And I think it's something it's a forward-looking kind of get ahead of things move for our starting pitchers.